Hi, we're Team JIE 7346, also known as the Curators. This is our iterative video demo number 1, demonstrating our team's progress at the end of Sprint 1.
Our team is building an application for the web called PortfolioLife. PortfolioLife is a photo management service which allows users to upload, tag, and share their pictures. It is unique in that it has a specific focus on usability for less tech-savvy users. PortfolioLife will appeal to particularly old and particularly young audiences by using a simple UI and featuring voice control capabilities.
Our goals for Sprint 1 were to set up the logistical architecture for the team and to stand up the database that we'd use to store the users and picture data. Because neither of these goals are part of the value stream that impacts the end user, we expressed these goals as stripped-down tasks instead of stories, with details for how to complete each task and acceptance criteria that described how the finished task would look. In this video, we'll cover each goal that we plan to address in Sprint 1 by exploring what was expected, what we did, and what, if anything, is still remaining to do.
What you're seeing now is our task board for Sprint 1, with each of our goals described as an item on the board. The closed column on the far right contains all of the tasks we completed this sprint. This task described the work related to class organization, and to that end, we invested time in class logistics, setting up our Scrum board and our internal class site. These sites will help us to stay organized in the future.
This task was our way to describe back-end work that needed to be completed to allow the rest of the app to function. Without a database, we won't be able to save users or their pictures. To that end, we set up a remote server to simplify the development pipeline, allowing for each team member to connect and make or view changes. On this server, we set up an SQL database, created a table for users, and filled it with mock user data. We then connected it to our web application, allowing for persistent registration and login for the user. In preparation for future sprints, we designed tables for photos, albums, and tagging, and we added mock data to those tables as well.
Because we accomplished our goals for this sprint early, we began work on user stories for Sprint 2, namely implementing functioning login and registration pages. This story addresses a new user who wants to create an account. To meet this goal, we created a login and authentication pipeline. Currently, the service allows new users to create a new account, as well as use those credentials to log into the service.
Finally, this story addresses an existing user who wants to log in. Existing users can also log in using credentials they previously created. If you attempt to log in with the wrong credentials, the system will not allow you inside. Once logged in, users can also log out of the service.
Overall, Sprint 1 was not a technically intensive sprint. As a result, there were no tasks that we planned to finish but could not complete. And in fact, we got ahead of schedule with the login page. And that's a summary of our progress as of Sprint 1.